seven trans guys. It's your Saturday Guy Torian. Last week I didn't make a video because it was Thanksgiving. That was the theme. That was the topic. And Thanksgiving in Canada was in October. Yeah, so I didn't see the point of making a video in November about, was it November or December? About Thanksgiving in October, right? Because I don't even remember it. So yeah, this week's topic is answering questions. So I'm going to answer questions that you guys provided for us. There's a bit of them, so I'm gonna try and answer them as fast as possible. Right, the first question is, when did you know you were transgender and how did you know for sure? I didn't know I was trans until like last year. I'd experienced different people that were trans, but I didn't identify as a trans person till last year. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I knew when I was younger, but when I started doing a bit of reflecting and when I had to start telling people my story, I realized that there was like times in my life where I did identify as the male, I played the role of a male, and it was very comfortable and nobody really had an issue with it. That's why I never linked it to me being transgender, because it was just like, that's how I was and that's how I lived and that's how people accepted me, you know. So how I knew for sure is that I took some time to do a lot of reflecting. I did some research. I talked to myself and I came up with reasons why this was what was important for me. And once I accepted that this is what I wanted to do, to transition, and I accepted myself as a trans man, it was like, no, regardless of what anybody could say to me, this is my identity. So that's why I did that. And once I knew for sure, like right now, nobody can say anything about my gender identity and try and make me feel bad about it, because I know who I am and I took that time to figure out myself. What was your coming out experience like? I have a laptop here, I'm just reading questions of it. What was my coming out experience like? I didn't experience a lot of negativity. A lot of people that I came out to were very accepting. Some people had a hard time with the pronouns, but like as of right now, nobody misgenders me. Nobody uses the wrong pronoun anymore. So I would say my coming out experience was kind of smooth. I didn't really reach many obstacles. I didn't encounter many obstacles, and I'm really blessed that I was able to have an experience like that, because a lot of people don't get to. So yeah, I really got God on my side. I'm in a situation I cannot come out, therefore transitioning is out of the question. How do I deal with the thought that my body will never be the way I want it to be because of my inability to transition early? Regardless of when you transition, your transition is going to be your transition, you know. Some people think that transitioning starts with T, but for me, as I said, my transition started with trying to figure out why this was important to me. So once you do that, you realize that testosterone it's not really necessary for you to become the man you're supposed to be. Yes, coming out is impossible, but you can start doing things to prepare yourself for the time when you are able to live your life as the man you are, you know. So I don't think because you can't come out, I know it's an obstacle, but I don't think you should allow that to stop you from being able to be the man you are, or the woman you are, you know. So just do what you can. For me, when I wasn't able to start transitioning, I started working out. I started trying to make my body more masculine, because that's something I desired, you know. So if that's something you desire too, you desire a masculine, muscular body, well, like, getting more muscle will make you look more masculine, because that's how it's linked. It's not me, it's how society works, you know. So if that's it, that is what you want, you could start working out, like do some workouts at home if you can't go to the gym. Just do what you can to start preparing yourself, you know, for that. That's what I would say. How do I feel at this moment in life seeing yourself? I feel very happy about how far I've come. I'm very happy to have the people around me and the support I have, and you guys as well. I'm really happy that I have God on my side too. And I love things like Instagram and YouTube, where you see guys who are like 3 years, 5 years on T, and they look nothing like they used to, and I'm like 9 months on T, and I don't look that much as I still kind of look like myself, but I'm changing every day, right? And it's just like, I'm so excited for the future. looking at myself in the mirror, I just can't wait to see what I become, you know? Like, it just pushes me to just keep going because I see how far I've come, and like, if I just keep going, like, imagine how far I can get. I want to transition, but not sure how to start. How do I go about doing that? Once again, as I said in the beginning, my first advice to any guy who comes to me is, like, I ask them, do you think you're transgender? And some of them say, no, I just want teeth and muscle. And I'm like, you have to work out. That's them simple. Other guys are like, yeah, I think I've been considering this for a while, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what you need to do? You need to take some time and make this decision. Make this decision. I know I'm inspiring you or whatever you know, you inspire me and I really want to transition. And I'm like, no, you need to take some time and do this. And you need to take some time and do this for yourself, right? Once you do it for yourself, then once you accept your gender identity, then you can proceed. That's what I say. Like, that's the first step for me. Just self-reflection and making sure this is what you really want to do. And once you make that decision, I'm telling you, like, if you really take the time out to make that decision for yourself, whatever obstacle you reach, you realize that this is part of your journey, and eventually you'll get to where you need to be. But once you accept that, like, your journey is going to be different from any other person's journey, then you won't be very sad as you proceed, because you know that it's your journey, you know, and you're going to get to where you need to be eventually. How old do you have to be to transition? What if you want to go on T but not go through surgery? Any rough prices for T? I live in Canada, right? So a lot of guys that come to me, I get this question often, and I'm like, I live in Canada. You live in America usually. Me telling you how much tea is here won't help you over there. Firstly, parts of it is covered by our healthcare over here. And secondly, I'm paying in Canadian dollars, right? It doesn't help you at all. So as I said, do some research, right? The fact that you're contacting me on Instagram means you have access to the internet. Use your internet, look it up, type in your city, your area, find it specifically for yourself. It's your journey, it's not mine. So if you come to me asking these questions, my answers will not really help you at all. It's like any rough, like, ideas, but I'm like, rough idea, $50, which is 50 Canadian dollars. So is it 50 American dollars, or is it like, it doesn't help you at all. So do some research, look it up. If you want to go on T but you don't want to go through surgery, once again, it's your journey. Like, once you accept your journey, it wouldn't matter what you have to do to be trans. It would just be, you just be transitioning. You can go on T if you want. If you want to get surgery, you can do that if you want. It's your journey. You can do whatever you want. So you don't have to do anything. There's no have to. How old you have to be to transition? Once again, I don't think there's an age you have to be, but there are parts of it that you do need some adult. I don't know how old it is over there. Maybe it's 18. Some adult supervision. I don't know if it's 18 or 19. I don't know, or 21. I don't know how old it is over there, but I think it's 16 over here. I'm not really sure. So just do some research. That's my advice. Do you pee sitting or standing? If you watched my STP video, you'd know that I don't enjoy peeing standing up. Sometimes I can. I do it if I'm in the mood, but I find that gradually it's getting less and less. I feel the need to do it less. Like, I don't like peeing standing up. Yeah, I don't like standing to pee, because I have to use my STP, and then regardless of how much you drain this shit, there's still going to be pee there, so you're gonna smell like pee until you get to somewhere you can rinse your dick. And I'm sure after you're done peeing at the urinal, you're not gonna bring that shit out, wash your hand, rinse your dick and put it back in. No, you're gonna have to leave with your stinky pee-pee dick so you can wash it. And I don't enjoy smelling like pee, and right now I'm not working with kids, so I can't blame it on them. So it's gonna be me. Everyone's gonna know that this nigga right here stinks like pee. Like, no thank you. So I usually go into the store and sit once in a while when I'm feeling a bit adventurous, you know. if I don't mind smelling like pee for a bit, I will pee standing up, but I find that that's getting less and less. So I just go in. I don't really even sit, you know, you just squat, right, unless you're trying to take a shit. So you just really squat and you just go and you get out. So what bathroom do you use? Due to the fact I say sometimes, very rarely, pee standing up. Imagine going to the women's bathroom and pee and then standing to pee. It's just good. Yeah, no. I use the men's washroom. I've been using the men's washroom like long before, before I started tea. Like when I decided I was going to transition, I started using the men's washroom. Like it was just that simple. My advice is just go in, piss, get out. Like niggas don't look at niggas unless you're going in and you're like being really shy. Then people are gonna wonder what you're doing in there, right? They're gonna be like, this guy's dodgy. Like what's wrong with this guy, right? They'll go in, pee, and get out. So I use the men's washroom. Like I've been using it for ages, as I said. Like I remember when I was in England, it was during Pride, and the women's washroom line, like you know this, like women's washroom line is just so fucking long, and then you see the men's washroom and like there's no line, and you can pass, right? I usually just fucking go in, pee and get out, because I'm like, I'm not standing in line for this shit. And even when I'm standing in line, people are going to start looking at me like, why is this guy in line, you know? Why is he standing over here? So I'd rather just go pee and get out. What does my family think? My family is super supportive. I thought I would reach some like problems with them, but they've been really supportive of me. They've given me new Nigerian names. They've given me several ones, and I'm trying to pick out one. So I've told them that by the new year they should give me a new one, because they keep calling me my birth name. And for a while I didn't have a problem with it, but like they keep, like my brothers introduce me to people as my birth name, and and people don't know how to pronounce my birth name properly. So they're calling me a name that like, it's not even my birth name. They're calling me a name that's not even my name. And I'm just like, who is this person, right? Like, who is this person? So I'm like, my name is Torian. Like, if you can't even pronounce my birth name, go with Torian. It's easy, Torian. Just fucking go with it. So I'm starting to like hammer down on them, because like, I'm meeting new people and they're meeting me as this name that's not even my name. Like, it's not even my birth name. It's like, who's Finney? Who's Finney? That's not my name. My name's not Finney. My birth name was Fionn. That's not even it. It was like, Fionn. It's like a sound. Fionn. But people call me Fionn. Called me Fionn. Some people still call me Fionn. Like, my family calls me Fionn. But then these people that can't say Fionn properly are calling me Feeney. And I'm like, that's not even my name. Like, no, stop doing that. Sounds like, Torian. I don't want my family calling me Torian. I don't care if it, but I want like a Nigerian name or Yoruba name. That's the tribe I'm from in Nigeria. I want a male Yoruba name. Male Yoruba name. I want a new Yoruba name. It doesn't really have to be male. I just want a new one, so that way so my family has that, and people don't call me Finney, and people call me Torian. Are you going to get bottom surgery? I would like to get bottom surgery sometime in the future. Right now, before you can get bottom surgery, you need to get a hysterectomy. And I'm not saying right now, I think that's going to have to happen all the time. But I don't want to get a hysterectomy right now, so I can't get bottom surgery. So when I eventually get my hysterectomy, then I know bottom surgery will be next. A lot of people have bad negative ideas about bottom surgery, and I feel like a lot of people don't do research on it. Because when I first came out, I was definitely like, would you like bottom surgery? And this is my response. My response, and a lot of responses that I read, I hear from a lot of trans guys, I don't want bottom surgery because the surgery right now is not that great. It's pretty invasive, and the results are not that good. Very, very, it's textbook. A lot of guys use that reason all the time. And I'm like, please tell me, they're turning your vagina into a penis. Please tell me when will it not be invasive? Any surgery, I think, I'm not sure. Most surgeries are invasive, so I don't think it's ever going to happen when they're going to turn the vagina into a penis and it's not going to be invasive. And like, oh, it doesn't work that great, but like, there have been a lot of successful surgeries, right? So I feel like a lot of people say negative things about it, and they've not done that much research, because once I did some research about it, I found that it actually works pretty well, and it's not that bad. Like, it's not as bad as people make it seem. And of course it's invasive. Like, they're taking a hole and making it into a pole, and you think it's gonna be a smooth ride. It's gonna be painful. You need to earn your dick. It doesn't just grow on trees. You fucking need to get... Yeah, so I am gonna get bottom surgery eventually. So if you're a guy, what gender do you like? Boys or girls? Trans men or trans women? I don't understand what me being a guy has to do with the people I like. Like, does me liking women make me more of a guy, or me liking men make me more of a guy? I don't know. But I'll answer your question. My gender has nothing to do with the people I like, firstly. But I like women. I like breasts and vaginas and bums and soft skin and... yeah. Come on. She doesn't like the kitty. I like girls. I like girls. That's because I was reading the question again. Yeah, I prefer girls. I like girls. Girls, I does. Put your number. Okay, next question. Do you believe in Jesus Christ? What a question to come after I just told you how much I love pussy. Well, right. Thank you for putting that question right after. But yeah, as I said in the beginning, as you probably heard me in loads of my videos, I'm telling you, like, my life is a blessing, and my blessings come from God. I love Him so much. Like, I wouldn't be the man I am today if I didn't have God in my life. So, I'm not going to stand here and preach to you, but do I believe in God? Do I believe in Jesus Christ? Which I feel like that question is not right. Do I believe in God? Yes, I do believe in God, and I believe God made me the way I am. People think that you can't be transgender and believe in God or whatever, but my relationship is between me and God. So when I get to heaven, me and Him will deal with whatever I did wrong here, and He's not going to hold you responsible for my actions. He's going to hold me responsible. So leave it to me and God, right? How do you feel about the saying, you're always going to be a woman to me? What, like... I like how all these questions are linked, right? Remember when in the beginning of this video when I said to you that once you've accepted yourself as a trans man, like, you've accepted your gender identity, you've accepted yourself. For me, like, that's how it works for me. Once I accepted myself, it doesn't matter what anyone says to me. You're always going to be a woman to me, but I was never a woman. I just lived my life as that for a bit. Like, so whatever you say to me can't really bother me, in the sense that, like, I know who I am, and I've accepted who I am, and this is me. What's the most stressful thing about being transgender and your family knowing? I told you, I explained about the name. That's the most stressful thing right now. There's not much stress about it, but it's what I need fixed, and I've told them they have till the new year to fix it. And I know they will. Would you ever get pregnant yourself? I would love to have a baby. I'm hoping I will meet a nice woman who will have my babies for me. Hit my DMs. But if I don't find her in my DMs, I would love to have a baby. I don't mind having a baby. I wouldn't mind being a pregnant man, which is one of the reasons why I don't want to get a hysterectomy. These niggas are... Sorry. These people have actually... I had an appointment to get for a consultation in November, and I'm like... Okay, can you get me a consultation to get these removed and not get my womb taken away? Like, don't take my womb away. Don't take my womb away. Pretty creative, right? So yeah, they're trying to take that away, but I'm like, no. But guess what? I have 2 consultations in January. January the 4th and January 19th for top surgery. So one of them hopefully works out. I'm excited. 2016 is going to be my year. Turn up. So I would get pregnant myself if I don't find a woman to have my babies for me. I'm thinking by 25, if I don't have a woman by then, I'm gonna get pregnant if I still can. And if I can't have a baby, there's loads... I work with kids, right? So all the kids I work with are gonna be my children. Each of them, in all honesty, every kid I've worked with, each of them will let a little imprint on my heart, you know? So I've had like 100, 200, 500 kids already, and I'm only 22, so like... I don't really have to get pregnant to have children. Do you think your transition has an end, or 20 years from now you still consider yourself trans? I accepted myself as a trans man, and that's my identity. That's who I am. There's males, there's trans males and cis males. I'm a trans male. I'm still male, but I'm still trans. So for me, I think I will always identify as trans, regardless of what happens. Even after I get all my surgeries when I finish transitioning. You know how people say that? Oh, so are you getting the full transition? You know? I'm like, what the fuck is a full transition? And they're like, bottom surgery. I'm like, that's not a full transition, but I would like a bottom surgery. So I don't think my transition will ever have an end. Even when I do have my penis, my wang, I'm still gonna be the trans man. Like I'm not. That's the thing, right? How are you gonna expect to accept and love yourself as the person you are if you ignore the person you used to be? Like you would never, like you wouldn't acknowledge how far you've come, right? You wouldn't, if you don't acknowledge the person you used to be, you can never really acknowledge how far you've come. So for me, I hope I never get to a place where I would have to reject who I was in order to feel like I am the man I am, So I don't think 20 years from now I will still be a trans man. Will I always identify as trans? As I said, 20 years from now I will be a trans man. That's who I am. Like, right? Unless I wake up one day and I decide to detransition or something else happens. But this is who I am. I am trans. What can teachers do to help trans kids in the classroom, the overall school environment? So I told you I work with kids, so I've been a teacher, and what I do is I make my room free of gender. Everything is for everyone. So one of my rules usually is like, nothing is for boys, nothing's for girls. I work with tiny ones, and so I talk like that. But nothing's for boys, nothing's for girls. Everyone can play on any team they want, and I try to make everything not gender team. No gender teams, no gender themes, nothing gender related at all. So like even when we do have to have like boys and girls, or like for the bathroom, I'm like, if you identify as a boy, if you identify as a girl, I'm talking to 3 to 5 year olds like this. So whatever you want to do, if you feel like you fall in this category, go ahead. And my co-workers usually look at me like, what? I'm like, no. Like, you let kids be kids. This kid came in like with his fingernails painted, and like, oh, my co-worker's like, oh my god, he has his fingernails painted, and I'm like, so? They're cute, right? And the boys were talking about fingernails, and girls were talking about his cute nails, and when you just let kids be kids, when you let children be children, then I think you have a lot more happier children in the classroom. Just allow them to be themselves, and don't make any assumptions, don't make any groupings, or just because he has his nails painted is a bit more feminine, or I think he might be gay, and you're just like, he's a kid. Just let kids be kids. So that's all we have for questions. Thank you guys for giving questions in to us. I hope you enjoyed my video. It was pretty long, but I had to answer all your questions. I hope I didn't offend anyone. Like, I don't know why I had to say that. That was unnecessary. But yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you comment, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share. And see you next Saturday.